Alright, y'all, got an interesting video here we about to get into and check out. Why some fans still believe Michael Jackson is still alive. These are the reasons why most of his fan base, his fan base still believe that he is alive. MJ is still alive. Let's see the reasons why, and then I give my input and my opinion on if I still believe or not. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I can answer that question before we get into this video. I don't think he's alive anymore, but I don't think he died when the world said he died. Like when they told us he died, I don't think that's when he passed at all. I think he passed probably, I'll say sometime in like maybe even 2020 or something. Like I say he was still alive long after they said that he passed. Like maybe 2018 he passed or something, 2020. I don't really think he's still alive as in right now, as in 2025. I don't think so. But let's go. Let's see up in this video if they can even debunk my opinion and change my view and my opinion on is he still alive or not. Let's go.
What if Michael Jackson never really died? That's the question that still haunts millions of fans around the world. Since June 25th, 2009, whispers, sightings, and strange clues have refused to fade. From mysterious appearances and selfies to cryptic messages in his songs, some believe the king of pop didn't say goodbye, he simply disappeared. And the more you look into it, the harder it gets to ignore. Because this isn't just one wild theory. It's a puzzle with missing pieces, strange coincidences, and secrets some fans claim are hidden in plain sight. But is there any truth to it, or is it just wishful thinking? Let's dive into the shocking
theories. It might be both. It might be some truth to it, and it also might be wishful thinking. It might be both.
Keep this mystery alive.
This should be interesting. Public sighted and look like.
It started with a blurry photo. A fan snapped a casual selfie, but in the background, there he was. A man with sunglasses, a mask, and the unmistakable posture of Michael Jackson. The internet exploded. Was it really him, or just a coincidence? Since then, dozens of similar sightings have popped up across the globe, from shopping centers in Canada to quiet cafes in Europe. People swear they've seen him, walking quickly, head down, always in disguise. And here's the strange part, it's not just the face. Fans say it's the way he moves, the tilt of the head, the way he adjusts his jacket, the tiny habits only real fans would notice. Some of these lookalikes have even appeared at Jackson family gatherings. Could it be a coincidence, or is someone showing up without officially being there? But that was just the beginning. Because what happened next left people seriously questioning everything. A few weeks after Michael Jackson's death, a man named Dave appeared on Larry King Live. He claimed
they gotta be the fakest name ever. Like, Dave is not a real person. Dave is not a real person, bro.
Be a longtime friend of MJ, known for surviving a tragic fire and being supported by Jackson for years. But viewers weren't focused on his story. They were focused on his voice, because something about it felt familiar, too familiar. He had the same soft tone, the same rhythm, even the same quiet laugh.
And there were all these Paul McCartney records, all of it is The Girl Is Mine, and this and that.
Fans quickly pointed out that his speech and body language were eerily similar to Jackson's. The internet lit up with theories.
What?
Was Michael using Dave's identity to speak publicly without...
No, hold on. That's MJ. Nah, that might be MJ now. No! What? In plain sight. What? You can't tell me that did not just sound like MJ. What? And the mannerism, how he spoke, how he moved. No, come on now. Come on. And then he got the fake name, Dave. Like, what? Stop it. That might... No, wait a minute. Where is Dave now?
Being recognized? Some even dissected the interview frame by frame, comparing old MJ footage to this appearance. And while the real Dave did exist, Some fans still believe that particular appearance wasn't him at all, it was Michael. And the clues didn't stop there, because when fans started digging into his music, things got even stranger.
Hidden messages in his music.
Michael
Facts.
Jackson was a master storyteller.
They did say he always had hidden messages in his music. This is true. This is 100% true. He always had hidden messages in his music.
Telling. But some fans believe he used his music to send secret messages.
He did.
Especially near the end of his life. Take the song Escape, for example. On the surface, it's about breaking free. But to those who believe the death was staged, it sounds more like a farewell letter. One that hints at leaving the spotlight without ever really leaving. Then there's This Is It, the documentary meant to show his final tour rehearsals. But fans point out something odd. Jackson looked healthy, full of energy, even joyful. Why then did he pass away so suddenly just weeks later? Was This Is It really a farewell, or a final clue? And let's not forget the posthumous tracks. Songs released after his death have been dissected line by line, with fans claiming that the lyrics feel too timely, too intentional, as if he was still trying to speak to us from somewhere. But music wasn't the only place clues were hiding, because even his own family started saying things. That didn't quite add up.
Oh, commercial break? No. And I say, why? Come on with the commercial breaks. And I say, why? Why? And I say, why? Family slips and what?
Sometimes it's not what people say, it's what they don't. Over the years, members of Michael Jackson's family have made strange, vague, and often confusing remarks about his passing. Paris Jackson once said in an interview, "He's watching us," with a little smile. Was it just a figure of speech? Maybe. But fans didn't see it that way. LaToya Jackson made headlines when she suggested that Michael was murdered and hinted that the full truth hadn't come out. But when asked to explain, she pulled back. Just enough to keep the mystery alive. And then there are moments caught off camera. Candid videos, backstage footage, or fan interactions where family members get quiet, smirk, or change the subject when asked about Michael's death. To some, it's nothing. To true believers, it's the silence that screams the loudest. But things get even weirder when you look at what was found, or wasn't found, after his passing. When Michael Jackson passed, the world expected answers. But instead, they got confusion. According to some fans, the autopsy report raised more questions than it solved. It described the body in vague terms, with details that didn't fully match Jackson's well-documented medical history. Scars were missing, and some claimed the description just didn't line up with the king of pop. Then there's the casket, closed, sealed, and never opened publicly. Not during the memorial, not at the burial, not even for family members on camera. Why the secrecy? To believers, it felt like the perfect setup for a staged exit. A closed casket means no one can truly confirm who's inside. And if no one sees the body...
That's true. Every funeral I ever went to, it was always open casket. Every single one. Every funeral I ever went to, it never was a closed casket. So, that's interesting.
Can you ever be sure? But just when fans thought they'd heard it all, another theory surfaced. One that sounds like pure science fiction, but refuses to die.
Cloning death.
Now this is where things take a turn. A fringe theory, but one that still grabs attention. The idea that Michael Jackson may have cloned himself. Sounds insane, right? But some fans believe MJ, fascinated by science and obsessed with legacy, may have explored cloning long before his death. The theory claims that the person who died in 2009 wasn't the real Michael, but a clone, a decoy, a distraction.
That's what I said. Facts. The real Michael did not die in 2009. Facts. That's exactly what I said. It was a clone. It was a decoy. It was not the real him, though.
And if that sounds far-fetched, consider this. Jackson wasn't the first celebrity accused of faking his death. From Tupac to Elvis, pop culture is full of icons who died mysteriously and were later
I'm not gonna lie. I think Tupac. I think they really took Tupac out. I think he really died. I think they really took him out.
In strange places. Fans argue that Michael followed the same playbook, a pattern of disappearing just when things became too dangerous or overwhelming. The secrecy, the timing, the suspicious circumstances, put it all together and it feels less like an ending and more like an escape. And if you thought that was wild, wait until you hear what fans believe he's been doing since then.
So he's supposedly still alive for real?
Follow the money and the story gets even stranger. After Jackson's death, the estate was expected to be chaotic, but instead it became a well-oiled machine. Deals were struck, rights were sold, profits soared, and yet rumors began swirling. Some fans noticed oddities in the paperwork, discrepancies in signatures, missing records, and strange delays in processing. Life insurance policies reportedly went unclaimed for years. Why? If everything was above board, why the silence? Then came the speculation. What if the estate wasn't just managing his legacy, but covering something up? Some even believe Jackson himself could be pulling strings from the background, using trusted insiders to control his fortune while staying hidden. It sounds unbelievable, but in the world of celebrity secrets, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. And when you add the media's strange behavior to the mix, the theory only grows stronger. For millions of fans, Michael Jackson didn't just disappear, he ascended into legend. Online forums, fan pages, TikTok accounts, even full documentaries are dedicated to one belief, that the king of pop is still out there, somewhere, watching, waiting. Every blurry photo becomes a clue. Every cryptic tweet or leaked audio clip gets dissected. Some fans hold annual celebrations not of his memory but of his presence. To them, Michael isn't gone. He's just hiding from a world that never treated him fairly. And that belief? It's powerful. Because it's not just based on evidence, it's based on emotion. On the idea that someone so iconic, so misunderstood, and so powerful couldn't have just vanished. There had to be more. And maybe, just maybe, there is. So is Michael Jackson really still alive? The truth is, we may never know. Some say it's just conspiracy, others call it hope. But the questions haven't gone away. The sightings, the strange interviews, the music that keeps coming, the casket no one ever saw inside. Piece by piece, the mystery keeps growing. Maybe it's all just a fantasy, fueled by fans who refuse to let go. Or maybe it's exactly what he wanted. Because if there's one thing we know about Michael Jackson, it's this. He never did anything ordinary. Not in life, and maybe...
Straight facts. Straight facts. Now that's a fact right there. He never did nothing ordinary. That's a fact.
not in death. What do you think? Could the king of...
I think my boy might have a point. We're going to end it right here. That's the end of this. He could possibly... I know for a fact, though, my personal opinion, I do not think MJ passed away when they said he did in 2009. It was a closed casket. Nobody saw his body at the funeral. I don't think he passed away in 2009. Or why else would they have a closed casket? And on top of that, it been things, other things, footages and photos, after that, after 2009, photos in 2015 and stuff like that. So it's man, I don't think I don't personally believe he did pass in 2009, but let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Let me know if y'all think he is really still alive up in 2025. That's what we want to know, though. If you believe that he's still alive in 2025, that's the question that we want to know. And that's a tough one. He didn't pass in 2009, but I don't know if he's still alive right as of right now. I don't know. He could be, possibly. I don't know, but y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments below, man. Y'all know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see y'all in the next video.